What's up, Jen? How you doing, girl? What's happening? We're talking about adulting. I had tried to record this video once and things just kept falling down in a way where it was not just palabras certas, it was like, well, the tape is falling, Sarah. The tape is falling. But that's a meme in Aries, you know. We refuse to fix things until the bitter end, so we'll see what happens here. You know, we're talking about adulting, and we're talking about community. And for a while, Jem, you know, the past few months, we've had to really set some boundaries, some healthy boundaries with people, and use our adult voice, use our strong and assertive voice by saying, hey, I know that I might come across as a little bit like the fool, but like, I know a thing or two about a thing or two, and I'm setting a boundary with you. Yeah. No, I'm serious. I'm serious. And we're holding it and we're keeping it. And so in those powerful moments, Jem, we were spot on. We were spot on. You know, at the beginning of Aries season, we were planting seeds for our community, who we wanted to be in the community. Then in the full moon in Libra, we let some shit go as to like what is fun and like what we're worthy of, romance. This is inner child stuff. We've been doing a lot of inner child healing. And right now, I'll give an example. You know, I was at work the other day, and you know, there's a dear friend of mine that there's a certain topic in their life that I refuse to talk to them about. And that's a story for another day, but that's my boundary. It's too triggering for my human. It's like, I'll hold space for anything that you're working towards, anything that you're trying to unpack. But if you're just going to complain about it, I do not have like a safe house plan, whatever you want to do over here. But I will not listen to that. And that's my boundary with them. We don't have to talk about it every day. I don't have to preface the conversation with, hey, remember that one thing we can't talk about? We just talk. So we were at work, very, very high vibe, you know, like good stuff, restaurant vibing, you know. And then they say one thing about that one topic. And I kind of didn't say anything, but I was like, this. And they said one more thing. I was like, time out. I'm not going to hold space for that. And they kept trying to talk over me and like finish the thought and just say, but. And I literally had to say, you know that I will not hold space for that. I elevated with them. I matched their energy. And I was like, this has nothing to do with you. This is not a judgment. This is a me statement, and this is my boundary. This is my boundary. And it elevated fucking quickly. The next day, they sent me a text message and they were like, thank you so much for holding space for me. I love you. I said, I love you too. Because you know what? I love that person enough to yell at them. If you don't respect someone, Jem, you're not telling them how you feel. That was a message for a lot of you. Because that literally just vomited out of my mouth. If you're biting your tongue and you're just letting someone talk and you're like in your head, you're just like, what the fuck are they talking about? And you don't tell them, hey, thank you for sharing that, but like I totally disagree with you. If you're not telling them who you are, like there's some work to do there for some of you. So I'm just gonna leave that there. Right now, it is community. You know, this new moon is happening again in your 11th house of community, friendship, and wishes of the future. We have Jupiter and Chiron in the mix. We have expansion and deep core wounds in the mix. What did I put down? Yeah, holding those boundaries regularly, it doesn't suck, but it gets easier the more you do it. Like for a few moments after the conversation, I was like, fuck, like I just had to do that and shit. But then I was like, you know what, Sarah? Look at that. Like Zach Morris that moment, because I was like, shit. And I know a lot of you were like, fuck, that was a big thing that you did. So let's time out and look above it. So I held my ground. I stood up to my boundary. So you're saying what, I was supposed to diminish myself for someone else to feel better? No, ma'am, absolutely not. We both were equal participants in that conversation, and I was worthy of feeling just as good as the person in front of me. This is a big deal for you, Jem. I'm serious. Like, just because we have to adult all the time, let me rephrase, just because we let our adult run the ship every moment of every day does not mean we can't be our fun and Gemini selves. It just means we have awareness. That's it. We just have awareness. So yes, who you are in your community. Remember, boundaries are there not to change the other person. They're for us. They're for us. So any component of your community that you have to either ramp yourself up for or talk yourself down from afterwards, Zach Morris the moment, float above it and say, is this the right puzzle piece here? Because it might have to go over here. Because yeah, we're planting seeds. Again, this is initiatory energy. And this is like redwood initiatory energy. This is like you get a double take you get a mulligan in your house of community and friendship and wishes for the future. Gem, this is coming out harsher than I expected it to. You know what? Never mind. Pluto just transited your 8th house of transformation, death, and rebirth. That's like one of the most transformative planets transforming your transformative house. So like you can handle this right now. Yeah. You've been through some serious adult things. Don't regress. Don't regress, Gem. Don't go back. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, a lot of the people in charge are corrupt. A lot of the spiritual leaders. I'm here to hold space. Gem, you're being asked to stand up. You wouldn't be here with me if you weren't a very specific type of a leader in your community, in your world. And the mutable access in life that you live is very needed. You can adapt and flow with any situation. So trust those boundary setting tools that you've utilized as of late. I know adulting can suck sometimes. I know that it can, let me rephrase, it doesn't suck, but like adulting is adulty. Yeah, I'm just gonna write that down. Adulting is adulty. Adulting is a 4-letter word? No, it's adulty. Adulty is adulty sometimes. It's not always fun to be, I'm like, on guard. You're on guard all the time. You're not on guard all the time. You just recognize that like the powerful sword that you wield, Gemini, is your voice, is the way that you articulate yourself. So know that rebrand strong again, definitely, Gem. Rebrand strong one more time. You're very, very, very seriously needed. And you're shining right now. Venus is in your house. Venus is in your sign, so you're shining. You're a vibe. I love you. I'm here if you need me.